On our wedding day, the bride ran away pregnant, so I turned around and married her mother. If I couldn't be your groom, then I'll be your stepfather. When Li Ruyan came back and saw I was still at her house, she thought I was shameless and wouldn't leave. She brought out a handsome man from behind and said bluntly, "This is my true love." Telling me not to daydream, I just smiled. I put my arm around the small waist of the woman beside me. Good daughter, good son-in-law, call me dad. Today was supposed to be the day I married Miss Liu, the heiress. The Liu family should have been present at the wedding, but they were nowhere to be seen because Li Ruyan ran away. Yes, sir. At this time, my parents were also furious because for this wedding, the June family and the Liu family had started preparing. Months ago, all the powerful families in the capital had received invitations. The media competed to report it. We said if Li Ruyan had any objections to this wedding, she could raise them at any time. But she put on a disappearing act on the wedding day. This is clearly a public slap in the face of the June family. We were in the middle of things, and I was huddled in a corner, wondering how this engagement party should proceed. When a commotion erupted at the door, I instinctively looked up and caught sight of a stunningly beautiful woman. Third master, this is Liu Meohua, the current head of the Liu family, and also Li Ruyan's mother in name. Looking at this woman, she's 35 but looks like a young woman in her early 20s. The moment I saw this woman, a crazy idea suddenly popped into my head. "Aunt Liu, hello Aunt," I gave a polite smile, but my voice had a hint of grievance immediately afterwards. A warm and pleasant voice sounded. "This time, I've made you suffer a lot. I've already sent people to bring him back. Once he's caught, I'll hand him over to you to deal with. I'll make it clear to everyone that the wedding will be postponed. The losses this time, my Liu family will take full responsibility. This is indeed a good solution, but now I have a better option. Aunt Liu, I've been engaged since I was little, but the person I marry doesn't necessarily have to be Li Ruyan, does it?" The situation changed too quickly, and Liu Meohua didn't have time to react. "So, who do you want to choose?" I gave a sweet smile, and without hesitation, reached my hand out towards Liu Meohua. "And, would you agree to be my bride? I heard that although Liu Meohua is a mother, she's not Li Ruyan's biological mother. In fact, Liu Meohua hasn't married yet. There are rumors that when she was 25 years old, she adopted a child from an orphanage. That child is Li Ruyan." Liu Meohua smiled brightly. "Are you sure about this?" "Definitely better than marrying Li Ruyan. Liu Mahua is several levels more beautiful than that woman. It's a pleasure just to look at her face every day. It's much better than being stuck with that ugly hag." Li Ruyan, Liu Mahua is staring at me. Her white hand tightly grips mine. The main character in this wedding is changing just like that, right here, on the spot. Without even changing clothes, the two of them look like they were meant to be the bride and groom. Everyone attending the wedding is discerning. Li Ruyan's sudden escape is not at all concealed. Almost all the guests at the wedding know about it. The reporters can smell the drama. They eagerly point their cameras towards the stage, waiting to see the two powerful families in the capital. Seeing me lead Liu Mahua onto the stage, countless people were gaping in astonishment. The MC holds a newly printed script, very professionally introducing the bride and groom. The bride and groom exchange rings. Liu Mahua takes a ring and puts it on me. I also take a ring and put it on Liu Mahua. After exchanging rings, next is the groom kissing the bride. I can't help but feel a little nervous. Liu Mahua's image is of someone who upholds traditional virtues. She rarely attends events, and never with a boyfriend. Will she agree to this? I slightly regret acting impulsively and dragging Liu Mahua into this. While I was lost in thought, I suddenly felt a soft sensation on my lips. I opened my eyes wide in disbelief. What came into view was Liu Mahua's flawless beauty and the sound of applause and blessings from the guests regarding my sudden choice. Even when offering wine, my mother pulled me into the room. My father was also inside. "Son, what is going on? Why are you suddenly with Liu Mahua?" "Because she's beautiful." My mother thought about Liu Mahua's, and it seemed she really was very beautiful. "But she's more than 10 years older than you. She's practically graduating elementary school, while you were just born. Why? Don't people always say we're a good match?" But my mother still remembered. Just as I was racking my brains trying to figure out what to say, there was a knock on the door. My mother opened the door. Standing at the door was Liu Mahua. I couldn't tell if she had just arrived or had been standing there for a while. A smile quickly bloomed on my parents' faces, as if they weren't the ones who had just been questioning her. "President Liu, is there something you need?" "I have a few things I'd like to discuss with you both." I don't know what Liu Mahua said to my parents, but after only a short while, they no longer opposed the marriage. In fact, they were very pleased with Liu Mahua. Liu Mahua is capable and resourceful. Although she's a bit older, women like that are mature, calm, and caring. Someone who treats Liu like Yanlei running away halfway through doesn't deserve my son. After the wedding, I bustled about, moving into the Liu family's grand villa. This is the private residence of Liu Mohua, who's busy socializing all day, leaving her with a faint scent of alcohol and sweat. Liu Mohua went to take a shower first. I sat on the sofa, resting, the sound of water trickling through. The frosted glass of the bathroom reached my ears. I could vaguely see a figure inside. Slightly embarrassed, I secretly swallowed. A moment later, the water stopped. Instinctively, I looked up as Liu Mohua stepped out of the bathroom. She was wearing a bathrobe, its collar open, revealing her slender, fair legs. I was stunned. I didn't expect her figure to be so well maintained. Seeing me staring, Liu Mohua smiled softly. "Little June, why don't you go take a shower too?" Realizing I had been staring at her blankly, I hurriedly ran into the bathroom. I took off my clothes and let the water pour over me. I could still faintly hear Liu Mohua calling me Little June. Why didn't I realize how attractive she was before? Then I suddenly remembered I hadn't brought any clothes in. There was no other way. I could only crack open the bathroom door, revealing half of my face. "I forgot to bring my clothes. Could you please bring them to me? They're in the bag on the sofa. Just bring me the whole bag." After a long while, there was no response from outside. "Has Aunt Liu Hua gone out?" I was about to ask again, when I heard a reply coming. The voice was pleasant, with a hint of playfulness. Then, I heard footsteps and the rustling of a bag outside. Soon after, Aunt Liu Hua stood before my bathroom door. As she closed the bathroom door, I accidentally made eye contact with Liu Hua. Her deep eyes seemed to be burning. Looking at the underwear in her hand, my face flushed red. I clearly told her to bring the whole bag. I dawdled in the bathroom for a while, but eventually had to come out. I mustered my courage and pushed the door open. Liu Hua was sitting upright on the bed, reading a file. Seeing me come out, she closed the file, seeing that she didn't seem to want to tease me. I breathed a sigh of relief. It just so happens I have some serious questions to ask. How are you planning to handle Li Ruyan's situation? As if she had anticipated my question, Liu Hua handed me the file she was just reading. Read this first. I walked over and took the file. Inside was the story of Li Ruyan's acquaintance with a young man. Like something out of a novel. A rich young lady and a gigolo. Regarding this gigolo, there was also a photo attached. So these two green tea people, behind my back, have gone through so many instances of breaking up and making up until last night. The gigolo found out that Li Ruyan was about to get married and called Li Ruyan. Li Ruyan felt sorry and regretted abandoning her soon-to-be groom and eloped with her young boyfriend late at night. Damn it, if I wasn't the groom, here, I would genuinely wish them happiness, but unfortunately I am that unlucky groom. Looking at the dates on the documents, they've been in love for 2 months already. That's even longer than the wedding preparations. If Li Ruyan had just revealed a little information, I wouldn't be so angry. Li Ruyan is now traveling abroad with her little boyfriend. I've already sent people to bring her back. If you want, our wedding can be considered null and void. Liu Manhua also saw my anger and thought I regretted it. Her voice was light, but how could I regret it? Throwing away a pile of dirty trash and receiving this is my good fortune. We're married now, you are my wife. We'll go register our marriage tomorrow. I looked at Liu Manhua very seriously. Liu Manhua saw that my words came from the bottom of my heart. She also became serious and listened intently. The bride's runaway groom is Mr. Belly. I'll just turn around and marry her adopted daughter. Since I can't be your groom, I'll be your new father. Continuing from the previous episode, you said I could do whatever I wanted. Liu Ruyan. As long as you're happy. Great, I want to freeze her cards, leave her penniless. I'm watching Li Ruyan. How else can she travel abroad so comfortably again? Mahua saw my wicked pleasure. Not only did she not stop me, but she encouraged me even more. From today onwards, I will take back all the assets under her name. What do you think, my little husband? The sudden address of little husband made me speechless. I think it's great. The more miserable it makes her, the happier I naturally am. Before I knew it, the next day had arrived. The sun was high in the sky. The spot beside me was cold. Liu Mahua was gone. My stomach growling, I sleepily went downstairs to find something to eat. As expected, Liu Mahua was sitting at the dining table, holding a magazine, reading. Little hubby's awake. Did you sleep well last night? Recalling what happened last night, my face flushed red. But I still stubbornly said, yes, I slept very well. Hearing that form of address, the smile on Liu Mahua's lips became even more unrestrained. Looks like little hubby was very satisfied last night. Then I'm relieved. Why do you always have to add little before hubby? Little in what way? Liu Mahua's eyes scanned me from top to bottom. She patted my head. Not little, not little. Look how anxious you are. Just then, a mechanical voice rang in my ear. Someone's at the door. Through the security monitor, I saw Li Ruyan and that person standing next to her. I couldn't help teasing, your daughter's back. I put my arms around Liu Mahua's slender waist and softly said, you handle it. Then I left Li Ruyan and that Bai Lion Hua standing outside the door. I lazily changed my clothes before opening the door. This villa is huge, and the yard outside is enormous too. You could even call this place a small estate. This place is really big. Greed and envy flashed in that guy's eyes. After we get married, I'll buy you one just as big. That must be very expensive. Ruyan, you don't need to. I'm happy wherever I live, as long as I'm with you. It's nothing. I'll buy you a few villas later, so you can change where you live. He says it so generously, but when they arrive at the main gate, Li Ruyan is a little apprehensive about Liu Mahua, her mother and name. Li Ruyan didn't think much of her when she was little, but after witnessing how Liu Mahua dealt with those who didn't listen, she became obedient. Mom, I'm back. She pushed open the door, but the person who appeared before her wasn't Liu Mahua, but someone unexpected. I smiled kindly at Li Ruyan and that loser. Hello, Xiao Xiao, why are you here? Li Ruyan instinctively took a step back. Shun Shizan, I didn't expect you to be so cruel. What did I do? I didn't expect you to be so shameless. Our wedding hasn't even happened yet. How can you have the nerve to be here? I don't like you. We have no future. This is my boyfriend. We're getting married soon. What gave you that illusion? I'm so confused and speechless. How interesting. She definitely hasn't seen the news from that day. How could she think that way? You probably thought I'd be clinging to her. Am I being too clingy, my friend? I know you and New Yan were once engaged, but you two still haven't gotten married. Besides, New Yan and I are in love. Please bless us. The drama queen is starting her act, and a man cries and sobs. You'd think he was wronged. Lu New Yan felt sorry and yelled at me. Trang Thap Tam, you've gone too far. What does this have to do with me? Damn it me. I can't even keep up with these two's train of thought. Are you crazy? I pity you. The mental hospital can't hold you to anymore. How did you get out here to cause trouble? It took New Yan a moment to react. You're the one who's crazy. New Yan looked at my indifferent expression. She doubted that I liked her. But then she thought about me being at her house and felt that my current expression was all an act to get her attention. Lu New Yan softened her voice. Trang Thap Tam, I already have someone I like. We have no future together. Quickly apologized to my boyfriend. We can still be friends afterwards. Who wants to be friends with you idiots? It's contagious. Just as I was about to retort, Liu Mahoa's voice rang out from behind. Why are you all turning around at the same time? Liu Mahua was wearing a custom tailored shirt. It accentuated her perfect figure. Adding to that was her beautiful face. Every gesture was incredibly charming. Even Diao Kang was staring so intently that he forgot about his own mother. Why is this person here? Liu Mahua ignored her and waved at me. Honey, come eat. I immediately ran over. Right in front of them, I grabbed Liu Mahoa's waist. Turning my head, I saw the look on Li Ruyan and Diao Kang's faces. I gave them a dazzling smile. Good girl, call me dad. They stood there stunned for a good 2 minutes before reacting. Li Ruyan screamed with an incredulous expression. What? You? When did you? How could you get married today? Mom, how could you marry him? Seeing my smug expression, she became even more malicious. She was trying her best to guess my intentions. He's definitely doing this on purpose, Mom. He's doing it on purpose. Besides, there's more than a 10-year age gap between you two. How can you be together? I admit that initially choosing Liu Mahua, there was a bit of revenge involved, but it was only a little bit. For the most part, Liu Mahua is truly much better than Li Ruyan. Whether it's her face, figure, brain, or anything else. So what if there's a 10-year age gap? Love knows no age. I remember you. Then, in front of Li Ruyan, I directly kissed Li Mahoa on the lips, taking revenge on her with marriage. Is she worthy? Quick, good girl, call me dad. Dad will tell mom to trade you for another daughter. Li Ruyan pointed at my smug look. She angrily said, Mom, aren't you going to control him? Hearing this, Li Maohua lovingly stroked my head. How can mom control him? Besides, if mom marries 13th, you'll have to call him dad. Li Maohua also sided with me. Li Ruyan felt extremely frustrated and turned to leave. Just then, Dialgang grabbed her hand. She looked down at Dialgang's frustrated face. Fine, for a bright future with the one I love. I'll endure it. Dad, Li Ruyan gritted her teeth. She uttered a word. Oh, my daughter is so good. The smile on the corner of my mouth finally couldn't be held back. I laughed very happily. Now that she's taken care of. Next up is Dialgang. On the wedding day, the bride eloped with a big belly. I turned my head. I'll marry her mother. Since I can't be your groom, then I'll be your stepfather. Continuing from the previous episode. Oh, is this my future son-in-law? I looked Fan Jian up and down. Although I had seen pictures before, the real person standing in front of me is really just as complicated. Hello, I'm Fan Jian. Fan Jian held back, really couldn't call the man who looked about his age in front of him. Dad, oh, Fan Jian, huh? I didn't pay attention. After saying that, I turned back to the table to eat. Next, it's Liu Maohua's turn to speak. Then what are you doing here? Speaking of this mission, Li Ruyan immediately forgot what just happened. Mom, why is my card blocked? And the car and house under my name, why is this happening? Without warning, Liu Maohua's aura completely changed. Her tone became stern. Her whole body exuded the aura of a superior. You suddenly ran away. Do you know what impact this will have on the Jung family and the Liu family? Liu Ruyan, can you bear the consequences of your actions? I just don't like him. I want to be with the person I like. What's wrong with that? Seeing Li Ruyan acting like she's not wrong, I coldly laughed. Don't make this sound so simple. You don't like him. I'm not saying we hadn't
just
known each other for a day or two. The wedding wasn't just organized yesterday either.
If you don't like him, you could have run away before the wedding. Without saying a word to anyone, you're just making the Jung family lose face.
After I finished speaking, Liu Maohua looked at Li Ruyan. Do you understand? Li Ruyan stammered, unable to say the words, I'm not wrong anymore. I know I was wrong. I won't dare to do it again. You still want a future? You want to be with him? Yes, Mom, I love him. I can't imagine my future life without marrying him. I want to marry him, Liu. Ruyan immediately expressed her sincere feelings. And Liu, Ruyan and I are truly in love. I really love her very much. Fan Jian's turn came. While speaking, his eyes scanned her entire body. Looking at Liu Maohua, I showed a look of disdain. We're all men. Of course, I understand what that look represents. This kept man is no ordinary guy. But now is not the time for me to show it. I won't interfere with what he can do. But if you want to be with him, then you must give up your status as the Liu family's heir. At the same time, everything I've given you will be taken back. I won't support a useless person. Mother Liu Ruyan couldn't believe it. After hearing what Liu Maohua said, Jian was also startled. He was shocked. Initially, he approached Liu Ruyan, putting on an act in front of her, precisely because he wanted to enter the Liu family and wealth, without worrying about food and clothing. Liu Ruyan really agrees, with no more house, car, or money. What would he be doing with her? But before he could persuade her, Liu Ruyan was holding his hand tightly, full of affection. Rest assured, I will definitely not let you down. The next second, turning her head to Liu Maohua, I agree. From now on, I am no longer your daughter, nor the heir to the Liu family. Can I marry Fan Jian now? Fan Bian's heart aches terribly. On the surface, he can only pretend to be touched. Ruyan, you don't have to do this for me. You are originally the Liu family's golden heiress, with a bright future ahead. Don't try to dissuade me. I know what my decision represents. I promise to marry you, and I definitely will. Don't worry, we'll work hard together in the future. We will definitely have a good life. Liu Ruyan puts on an act of deep affection. I watch the two of them contradict themselves. The smile on my face is impossible to hide. Talking to such an idiot. He must be seething inside. It's a good chance to let him taste the embarrassment he caused earlier. Well then, I won't keep you to any longer. Before Fan Bian could persuade Li Ruyan to reconsider, they left. Since Madame Hua has already ordered them to leave, then leave they shall. Li Ruyan's young mistress' temper flares up. She directly pulls Fan Bian away. After the two of them leave, the front door closes, and I can't help but laugh. So happy? Of course, I'm happy. Did you see how wonderful Li Ruyan's expression was just now? But do you really want to get rid of Li Ruyan? After all, she's called you mom for so many years. If I wanted a daughter, she wouldn't be the only one. Besides, she's too clueless and irresponsible. How could she possibly shoulder the Liu Corporation?